Welcome to the Tenkara Angler Rod Report. Today we're going to look at the Tenkara USA Amago. So you might be wondering, Mike, what's the reason to take a look at the Tenkara USA Amago now? That's not a new rod. And there's been a ton of, new big fish, big water rods that have come out recently. Well, there's probably two reasons why we're going to take a look at the Tenkara USA Amago. One is because it is an old rod. It first came out in 2009. So when you look at a lot of the gear reviews or blogs that have information on it online, the rod doesn't even look the same. The cosmetics have changed, and I believe some of the measurables have as well. Additionally, when we had our 3 visitors come over from Japan to come fish with us in Colorado, they were really concerned about not having a rod stout enough to fish the bigger honryu waters we wanted to take them to. They had their typical headwater rods, which were more suitable for smaller fish in tighter environments. So we reached out to Tenkara USA and got them 3 Tenkara USA Amago rods to use on these bigger water and bigger fish. We got a lot of great footage, which I'm going to insert at the end of this video, where you can see our friends catching the fish, and we wanted to thank Tenkara USA for sending over the rods. Now on to the rod report. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time going tip to tail on the Tenkara USA Amago like we do for some new rods on our other rod reports. I think by now everybody kind of knows what you get when you buy a Tenkara USA rod. You get a hard tube, a stretchy sock, and then obviously in this case the Amago itself. And just like most other Tenkara USA rods, the Amago cosmetically is flawless. It's got a beautiful glossy black finish to it, really clean Tenkara USA and Amago denotations. It has the length noted at the top. It has a really nice cork grip or handle section, a dual hump section. And then if you were to take the cap off, the cap has the rubber insert stoppers for a firm fit, and the Lillian comes pre-knotted from the factory. Also, obviously, there's a knurled end cap, which you can remove for easy assembly and disassembly. Like I said, not too much different when it comes to other Tenkara USA rods. They look great out of the box and are pretty much flawless cosmetically. I would note, as I mentioned in the beginning of this rod report, that this rod has changed quite a bit cosmetically since it first came out. I believe when it first came out, it was either green or brown with gold printing on it. Today, obviously, gloss black, really, really sharp looking rod. Now's a good time on the rod report to take a look at the measurables. Since this rod is over 10 years old, I'm curious, has it changed that much since the first rod reviews and blog posts were made about it? There's a lot that can change over time, whether it's materials or weights or, whatever it might be. So I wanted to do my own independent measurements of the rod. I'm going to put them up in chart form right now as I kind of voice over each different measurable. First off, the Tenkara USA Amago is a 10-section rod. It's 411 centimeters when fully extended, or about 13 and a half feet long. Collapsed, it's 21.6 inches. The generous cork grip is 11 inches long and has 2 notable humps at the top and bottom. The circumference at those widest spots are about 3.3 inches across, which is pretty standard in Tenkara USA rods. The rod weighs 104 grams or 3.7 ounces, which is a little bit on the heavier side of Tenkara rods, but not that uncommon for big fish rods. When trying to determine the flex of this rod, I found that it had a common sense score of 28 pennies, which was slightly lower, I believe, than the score Tom Davis measured when he did his original rod review. That gives the rod a rod flex index of 6.8, making it a 7.3 fast tip flex rod, which wasn't different than what Tom found. The center of gravity is at 36.5 inches up from the bottom, or 92.7 centimeters, giving it a rotational moment of 9.6. That's about middle of the pack for most big fish rods, and on par with popular models like the Tenkara Adventure Outfitters Wisco 2 or the Wasatch T-Hunter. Normally, this is the part of the rod report where I start to talk about performance, But instead of me talking about performance, let me show you some of our Japanese friends using this rod on the water out in Colorado. I'm going to insert a couple videos here where you can kind of see the rod flex, handle fish, and control them as they bring them to hand. The first angler we're going to check on is Aki. Aki is a fly fishing guide by trade in Japan, and he was super eager to hit the South Platte by Deckers in the chance of getting into some of the big fish that Jonathan Antunes had told him about all weekend. We were super excited when we saw his rod bend for the first time as he caught the first fish of the trip. You can see how he uses the backbone on the Tenkara USA Amago to control the fish's runs before he begins to hand line the fish to net. I'll kind of let the rest of the audio on the video take over from here, but you'll want to see this beautiful brown that he brings to hand at the very end.
I'm so happy. Wow. ブラウン、デカブラですね。いやー。
Awesome.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Rod has good soul now.
Yeah. The Tenkara USA. 元気。
No sooner than Aki released that brown did he use his Tenkara USA Amago to come tight on a rainbow. Again, he uses the rod's backbone to control the rainbow as he brings the fish closer to hand line in. While this trip was special for many reasons, it also provided a great opportunity to watch a skilled angler at work. Aki really knew how to get the most out of his Tenkara rod, and his flawless hand lining technique really gave me an education on how to bring a fish to hand. Next, we'll check in with Hiro, who had spent the last 20 minutes going back and forth with a trout before he was able to get it to take his fly. You can see he uses the Tenkara USA Amago to bring the fish down to his feet. I was fishing on the other side of the river when this battle took place, so I was in great position to get a hero shot, no pun intended, once this fight was over. I spent most of the afternoon fishing beside Hiro on the South Platte, and was able to capture photos of many of the trout he caught. We didn't get any video of Takashi fishing, but we did get a lot of great photos, including this one with a big smile on the Big Thompson River. I thought it was going to be my favorite photo of the trip until he outdid himself at Deckers with this beast of a brown. Of the three visiting anglers, Takashi used the Tenkara USA Amago the most frequently. So this kind of wraps up our rod report of the Tenkara USA Amago. If you'd like to learn more about it, we'll put the link in the video description to the Tenkara USA website. At the time of this recording, the Amago has an MSRP of $180. Oh, and one more thing. If you like this Tenkara Angler Rod Report, we'd appreciate it if you'd like this video, subscribe to our channel, and click that bell for notifications. Your support lets us know you're enjoying what we're doing and encourages us to make more of these videos. And hey, if you have the chance, check out tenkaraangler.com for the latest news, stories, and updates on everything Tenkara and fixed line fly fishing. Until the next time, see you soon and tight lines.